Welcome back to another interesting tutorial. My name is OJ and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video we are going to be recreating this beautiful style. If you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do well to like and subscribe so that you be part of this family. Enjoy! So the first thing I'm going to do is to be coming down half inch. This will serve as our shoulder line and this will serve as the guideline. So the neck width I'm going to make use here 2.8. That's it's not up to 3 inches, but it's more than 2.75. Hope that is clear. So this is what I'm going to make use of. So I'll indicate it here. Then I'll mark the shoulder divided by 2, which is 8.25. Coming down from here for the slope of 1 inch, I'll go up half inch to join it to the back. That's the shoulder seam allowance. Go up and the neck width here. So I'll connect this, then the half inch. So this is our shoulder seam allowance. The neck depth for the front, I'm going to make use of 3 inches. Shoulder to bust point is 10.5. Shoulder to under bust is 15.25. Then shoulder to waist is 17 inches. Then shoulder to where I want that effect to start from is 19.5. So I want it to be 19 inches. Then I added half inch to join it. That's my seam allowance to join it to the down part. Hope that is there. So I have 19.5. So I'll make these lines into a straight line. From the shoulder here, I'm going to be coming down from my chest, which is 9 inches. Then at the slope here, I'll mark the midpoint to the chest, which is 4 inches. Then I'll be coming in from there half inch. Then I'll connect my armhole depth this way. Then I'll connect my armhole curve this way. I'll connect it to the chest. So this will serve as our chest line. Be marking the nipple to nipple to input my dart here. So the nipple to nipple divided by 2 plus half inch, because by the time I cut this dart line, when I want to cut it on my fabric, I don't need to add half inch on the panels to join the panels together. So I need 1 inch, half inch here, half inch here. So I'll add the half inch here, then I'll add 1 inch here. Hope that is clear. So nipple to nipple divided by 2 plus half inch, I have 4.75. I'll mark it here. I will be connecting that from my bust line here, right? So this is what I have. Remember, this is the waist. This is our waistline. And this is the under bust line. And this is our bust line, right? This is the bust line. Then this line we have here is where that effect will start from. I'm just going to put this as the length, the next line, right? On this waistline is where I'm going to mark my dart on. So I'll be taking the dart intake for both sides. I'm going to make use of 2.5 inches. This depends on the bust. Please note, this depends on the bust size. So for this bust size here, I'm going to make use of 2.5 inches and I'm going to divide it for both sides equally. Hope that is clear. So that means that I will be marking 1.25 on both sides. So that gives us 2.5, right? So I'll connect this straight to the under bust. I'll also connect it to the length. So this is what I have. Then on my bust here, I'm going to be coming down half inch. Then I'll use my curve ruler to connect this. So you see the way I place the curve ruler, right? I'll connect it to the under bust this way. So that's it. I'll also connect to this other side too. So this is what we have, right? So I'll be connecting it to my presense dart because that's the style we have on the what we have on the picture, right? So to achieve that, remember this is the midpoint. So you can just measure your armhole curve, measure it round and mark the midpoint of it. So I'll measure my round like this. I have 10 inches. The midpoint will be 5 inches. So this is it here. Then from there, I'm going to be coming down 1 inch, which is here. So I will place my curve ruler this way. You can see the way I place the curve ruler. Then for my bust this way, I'm going to connect it to the midpoint that we've marked here. Then remember we came down 1 inch again, right? So you connect it to this way. So you can extend this out. So when you extend this out, what you do is that the 1 inch you came down here, that's what you extend here. Or you can just measure what you have this way to the end and measure it this way so that you have it even. So by the time you sew the panels together, you don't have any shortage. So I have found that whatever thing I come down, if I go out this way, it usually rhymes. So that's what I'm going to make use of. So I'm just going to go out 1 inch this way. My chest here, I'm going to be marking my bust circumference divided by 4, which is 9.5. I'll mark it here. Then I will need, when I cut this out, and I'm going to need 1 inch, half inch on both sides to join it together. That's 1 inch. That will replace that 1 inch here. So with this replacement of 1 inch has also cover for this. So I will make my new armhole curve this way. Hope that is clear. Then the side seam allowance is going to be 1.5 inches. I will indicate it here this way. Then I'll come to the waist. I'll be marking the waist circumference divided by 4, which is 8.5 inches. I will indicate it here. Then the dart take here is 2.5, right? We'll replace the 2.5 here. Then we need 1 inch, as I've explained, to join the panels together. We'll replace it here, plus 1.5 inches for side seam. I will mark it here this way. Then I'll come to this part here. This will serve as our hip because it's a little bit lower than where the waist is. So this will serve as a shorter of the hip, right? So this is not up to the hip, but almost close to the hip. So the measurement you have round here will not be the same here. You can just place your tape rule below your waistline. Whatever you get there, please divide it by 4. So that's what I'm going to use here. So what I have, I divided it by 4 and I have 9.25. So that's it here. Then we'll replace the dart intake, 2.5 inches. We'll replace it here this way. The 1 inch to join the panels together, still connect to this. So I'll replace it this way. Then 1.5 inches for sizing. I'll mark it here this way. So I'll be connecting my lines. So we'll be connecting this like this. I'll connect it to the waist. Then I'll use a straight ruler to connect it to the chest this way. So this is it. Now for that's V effect, right? That V effect that you have on the tummy area. So to achieve that, I'm going to be coming down 5 inches from the 19.5 that we have here. I'm going to be coming down 5 inches. So that is include the seam allowance, the half-inch seam allowance to join it to the skirt, the down part. So you can just measure yourself, measure your client where you want that effect to stop. So that's what we make use of. So that means that from my shoulder to where the center where I want that effect to be, so I'll place my tape rule this way, from the shoulder this way to where I want that effect to be. It's going to, and I added half inch to that. So that half inch is what I'm going to use it to join it to the skirt part. So I will connect it this way to the tip. So this is what I have now. You can see how it is. So I'll be indicating my side dart here. So this is the bust dart. When you do this, it makes your bust to be firm, right? So I'll be coming down from my bust 1 inch, then I'll be marking half inch away from the tip of my bust this way. Then I'll connect it. So this to remove any excess at the bust area to make your bust to be firm. So this is all we need for the front panel. I'll connect my neck depth to my neck width this way. So this is what we need for the front panel, right? So you just connect this straight down. Don't forget to connect this straight down like this. So I'll be cutting this panel out. So this is what I have after cutting it out. So I'm going to cut this on my fabric, cut it on my lining as well. So this is for the front. I'll keep this aside, then cut for the back. So I'll be using this for my back panel, coming down for my guideline. I'll be marking for my zip seam allowance. So this is for my zip, and this is the half inch for our guideline. Our measurement to start from here, right? So because this is the zip seam allowance, so I'll mark the neck width. It has to be the same with the front, so I'll mark it here this way. I'll mark the shoulder divided by 2. That's also be the same with the front too, right? I will mark it here this way. Then I'll be coming down for my slope of 1 inch, go up half inch. I'll come down for my chest of 9 inches. Then mark the midpoint for the slope to the chest, 4 inches, come in half inch. Then this will serve as our chest line. Then we'll mark the armhole depth, right? Then I'll be connecting this to my slope this way, the midpoint to my slope, to have my armhole curve. So this is what we have. Then I'll connect my neck width to my slope this way, go up half inch. That's the shoulder seam allowance. So this is what we have. So shoulder to bust point is 10.5. Shoulder to waist, remember for the front we make use of shoulder to waist 17 inches, but for the back we are going to remove 1 inch because our back and our front is not usually the same, because we have the bust at the front, right? And we have removed 1 inch for side or box dart, the box dart for the front. So for the side to rhyme with the front and back to rhyme, we have to shorten it by 1 inch. So that 1 inch, instead of 17 inches, we make use of 16 inches. Hope that is clear. Then the effect for the front, where we want that effect to start from. Remember when we were doing for the front, we make use of 19.5. So because we are removing 1 inch, we are going to make use of 18.5 instead of 19.5. So this is what we are following. Hope that is clear. So I'll make this into a straight line. But if you no do side dart for your front, please don't do this. But it's good to do side or box dart for your box to relax very well. That's when you follow this method. So this is what we have. So I'll be marking the nipple to nipple divided by 2. I'll mark it here plus my 1 inch that I'm going to use to sew the 2 panels together. Then I will be marking 1/2 inch on both sides. So I'll connect my dart leg. So this is what we have, right? Then I'll be doing my center back shaping here. So I remove 1.5 inches. I mark 1.5 inches here for my zip seam allowance. I'm going to be removing half inch away from that. Then I'll connect it off. This is to make your back relax. So this is it. Then I'm going to be marking on this chest there. I will mark my bust circumference divided by 4. That's 9.5 inches. I'll mark it here. Then plus my side seam allowance of 1.5 inches. I'll mark it here. So by the time I remove these 2 panels, I need 1 inch to join it back. So I'll also mark it here this way. Then I'll come to the waist. My waist circumference divided by 4. I'll mark it here, which is 8.5 inches. then 1 inch for that intake, we'll replace it here, then 1 inch to join the two panels together, and 1.5 inches for side seam. Then this part here, remember for the front, while we're calculating this, we make use of the lower hip, right, before the overall hip circumference. So the hip, the part I'm using here, by the time I calculate it by divided by 4, we have 9.25, right? So I will mark it here. Then I'll be marking the dart intake of 1 inch, then 1 inch to sew these two panels together, plus 1.5 inches for side seam. I'll indicate it here, so I will block it. So remember how we connected this? Connect this first, then use a straight ruler to connect this up. So this is what we have after cutting it out. So for the back, this is what I want to use. This is the style I want to use. This is what they sent to me to use for the back, right? You can see the style what you are seeing right now is what I want to use for the back. So to achieve this opening at the back, what I will do is that the neck depth for this, I'm going to make use of 0.75 for the neck depth. I will connect it to the neck width. Then from there, I'm going to be coming down 1/2 inch. Then I will connect this like this. You can see the way I'm connecting with my free hand. I'll connect it to the dart this way. So this is going off, right? And this part here, when I want to cut it, I'll cut it on the lace edge, so that this part here, I will have it on the lace edge to achieve what you are seeing on the screen right now. So this is all we need. Then for the opening, for the depth of the back, what I will do is that I'm going to come down, I'm going to go up from my bust here. I'll go up 1/2 inch. So this 1/2 inch, I'll connect it to somewhere around this armhole here. So this part here is going to go off. Hope that is clear. So that means into the zip this way. So this zip stops here. So my zip stops here, like what you are seeing on the style. The zip stops here. This part here is going to be off. So this is all you need for this panel. So I'll cut it out. So you can go ahead to add 1/2 inch here, because you need to join this together, right? So one will not be longer than each other. So I'll add 1/2 inch here. I'll add 1/2 inch here to join this back to this, right? But I'm not going to add seam allowance here to join this, because I've already considered it to the side. Hope that it's there. And this is for my zip seam allowance. So be careful so you don't mix the panels together. So these are all my panels. This is for the back, and this is for the front, remember. So I'll cut all of this on my fabric, iron my stay on there, iron my wording on it, then I'll come back to show you. So here are my panels, guys. I've already cut it on my fabric. You can see that I cut it exactly. For this is for the front. So I'm going to go over to my sewing machine, then sew this dark line, right? So this is it. After spreading it out, this is what I have. So this is the front panel. You cut it folded, and you are going to join this that line that we cut together at this area here. You also join this at this area. So for the front, the middle one, I cut it with the lace on it, right? So this one does not have the lace, right? So I'm just going to go ahead now, join this dark line together. So this is for the front. Then for the back, so this is what I have for the back. You can see this is for our zip part. This is the one that is going to the dart place where we remove our dart, right? So we'll sew this together. So I've add half inch on this part here, right? Because of the yoke that we are attaching to this. So this is actually going like this. So this is the armhole area, and these two are sewing together, right? So I will cut the yoke. So you can see the way I place the yoke at the edge of my lace. So after cutting it out, this is what I have. And then I place it the way I will sew it on the back panel. So you can see how the opening looks, right? So guys, this is how far I've gone on this style. You can see the pleating that I did there. I'm sorry I was not able to show you detailed video on how to achieve this pleat, but you can look at how I did it. Then I'm going to be placing another fabric that will be going to be at the side on top. This is what we have. Then you can also see the back as well. So finally, this is how it came out. Thank you so much for watching. What do you think about the style? Please let me know in the comment section. If you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you have watched this video to this extent, please like and subscribe. I will see you in my next one. Bye.